interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news story. This just in. Northeastern State University announces big opportunity with its bachelor's degree in supply chain and operations management.
My, Helen, your voice sounds exquisitely young today.
Thank you, Ron. I just underwent a new voice lift procedure, but enough about me. Don't we have a breaking story to report?
That's right, Helen. NSU has just announced that it is seeing rising demand from employers across the country seeking graduates from its prestigious Supply Chain and Operations Management degree program. Let's go now on location where our own Patty Pretty is with an equally as pretty Dr. Kenneth Jones to get the inside scoop on our breaking story.
Thanks, Ron. Love the eyebrows. Yes, I'm here on location with the legendary Dr. Kenneth Jones. Dr. Jones, you announced earlier today that you have suddenly seen a rising demand from U.S. employers actively looking for Northeastern State University students getting a degree in supply chain and operations management. Dr. Jones, what gives? Why the sudden interest in your supply chain and operations management students? And what kind of degree are we talking about here?
Well, Patty, that is correct. I have calculated all of the numbers, and it's official. Demand for my students graduating from the program have never been higher. Point of fact is, I can't place these students fast enough. The world is chock full of wonderful and exciting opportunities for students who have bravely and valiantly completed the supply chain program. Since demand for graduates is at an all-time high, so is the dinero. My graduates are reporting wonderful salaries as they employ their excellent knowledge of supply chain and operations management systems taught by yours truly.
Wow, Dr. Jones, that sounds very interesting. Who would not want wonderful salaries? But more specifically, what in the world is supply chain and operations management, and why are businesses willing to pay good salaries to graduates who can implement the systems that are taught in your program?
Well, Patty, you see, it's all about muda and its elimination. Muda is the Japanese word for waste, and it's the evil monster that eats away at a corporation's profit. Muda is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of companies each year. It's a nasty little disease, and businesses large and small are waking up to the fact that this little monster is sneaky and needs some trained professionals, or as I like to call them, supply chain ninjas, to come in and defeat this corporate enemy. My students have developed a little slideshow presentation, and I have taken the best ones and compiled them in my own little presentation in order to give your audience some visual interpretations of what we are discussing. Let's look at the whiteboard, and I will go through these slides in a more in-depth explanation of our program. Now we can see from the slide that a supply chain is the collection of steps that a company takes to transform raw components into final products and deliver them to customers. These customers then deliver these products to the final consumer. The entire process, known as the supply chain cycle, is riddled with processes and systems. In the business world, these processes and systems are what companies are mostly made of. In every company, there are numerous processes, procedures, and systems. For instance, you've got a manufacturer who receives its raw materials from a supplier who ships these raw materials via its logistics provider to the manufacturer, who then creates the products, ships them to the distributors, who then ships them to the retailers who ultimately sell them to customers, consumers, and end users. So the question that begs to be asked is, how can we keep these systems that are foundational to businesses large and small working together in a symphony of efficient harmony? The answer lies in the golden nuggets learned at our proud institution of higher supply chain and operations management learning, where we take newly graduated high school students, and let's face it, working adults too, and mold them into masters of identifying these bedrock business systems, discovering their shortcomings, and implementing protocols and procedures that by their very design strengthen, perfect, and harmonize these business systems into an orchestra of beautiful business music, humming at the tune of profitability. Now always remember that where there are business processes and systems, there abounds ample opportunity for the Muda monster to raise its ugly head and wreak the havoc of grossly inefficient processes. Only by implementing this science of efficiency can this Muda be defeated. This is where my graduates come in. Having been tempered by the heat of the famous Dr. Jones lectures and projects, only then can they join the ranks of my ninjas who have graduated before them and go forth into the business world and conquer the Muda army. On behalf of all NSU staff and faculty, we invite students from every town and city across America to come and learn the art of supply chain and operations management and win the prize of sharing in the corporate profits as they implement strategies and programs which help strengthen and fatten the bottom lines of our nation's corporations. To learn more, please visit us at www.nsuok.edu.